You're up.
Do you ever notice if you leave us alone long enough, we could make anything like go past that point of beating it like a dead horse?
Absolutely. And to a
Anything.
point where the dead horse is reincarnated as a human being just to say, knock it off.
Yeah, and we don't even believe in dead horses reincarnating.
No.
And it would probably happen. With that in mind, if you like seeing horses, dead horses beaten, and possibly reincarnated as an asparagus, I don't know where
Like
that
us.
came from.
Well, it's part of the family.
Hey. Oh, great. Now the asparagus lobby's going to be very crabby. Anyway, if you like this kind of witty banter, the intellectual kind, this is not the place for you. We feel like gibberish and gribble. Gribble? What the
Gribble. You've coined a new
Anyway,
term.
yeah.
You've made 58 new terms recently.
Just yesterday, as a matter of fact, when I was hard at work.
It occurs to me,
Have I mentioned they should like, subscribe, and follow us?
No.
Okay, like, subscribe, and follow us. Otherwise, this will just go on and on.
Forever.
And we're back to the dead horse thing.
Yeah, we're in that mood, apparently.
Yeah, like, subscribe, and follow. This could be a long week. Like, subscribe, and follow us. And if you're so inclined, send us weird stories that we, too, would find weird and or strange and or could make weird or strange, which basically would be like if you sent us your grocery list, we could probably mess with that.
Especially if the
TITR.
labels are misprinted.
Or off.
Yeah,
Because mystery dinners are always entertaining.
Ooh, love it.
TITR, prednisone. That was a drug I was trying to think of earlier.
I can look that up easy.
So if you like to listen to guys with obvious memory problems,
Not to mention some mental health issues.
and who are very good at gibberish, and you want to send them letters to help them along, TITR at netradio.network.
I like gibberish and gravy.
Shh. I knew it. Sheila, please.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true,
Really?
as far as you know.
We do have to clue our listeners in on one thing, the 58 deal, because the new listeners, and we've got a bunch of them lately.
Hang on. Are they capable of listening back to all the other marvelous episodes we've done?
They are, but they'd have to search for it because the one that tipped it off was only one episode, and it has gone on forever since then. And it's pretty far back there.
Well, then what episode is it? Have them check that one.
I have no idea what episode it is, and I'm not going to check it.
So if you Google searched us with the number 58, it wouldn't just spring right up there?
I don't know. Okay, it'll bring up episode 58.
And I'm the dumb one.
It's because we can't math.
Yeah, we don't math, and every answer is 58.
Because we came up with 58 as an answer to something that everybody knew was wrong.
Yeah, and I don't even remember
everybody but us.
I don't even remember the story now.
Neither do I.
Okay, listen, if anybody's listening to the earlier stories,
Yeah, let us know, would you?
to just give us the episode number. Scott can listen back to it and tell me.
That's exactly it. Now, on to the news.
We have news?
Yes, Gil and news. Remember how they taught us to say it at broadcasting school? News.
Yeah, it's news.
News, like nuclear.
It's in between nose and nude.
Yeah, there we go. Gil and Warren Press were on a 13-hour flight from Paris to Singapore, and they're now complaining about it.
Well, God knows someone should.
The married couple who were traveling from Europe to New Zealand were on the first leg from Paris to Singapore. Wow. They had to pay extra to fly premium economy, which is a fascinating nomenclature. Premium economy. They put pads on the front of your seats that your knees are ramming into. Anyway, they hoped that it would make the flight more comfortable. Well, unfortunately for them, they were seated next to an emotional support dog with a flagrant disregard for flight etiquette. Seems the dog was well behaved except for the constant snoring, farting, and the ever popular more.
Well, it's a dog, man.
Mrs. Press said they couldn't have the dog out in the aisle because they couldn't get the trolleys through, so it had to come in further, which meant his head was under my husband's feet. My husband was in shorts and was getting the dog's saliva goo on his leg.
Yeah.
They are now demanding a refund from Singapore Airlines and a premium leg shampoo with conditioner and a rub down.
Okay.
As far as you know.
I didn't even want to know that much.
Yeah, okay. Well, just remember, dog slobber is slobbery. And if you're queasy, don't deal with dogs. What? What'd you,
Something's missing.
Your brain?
So we should be so lucky.
Well, we could just grab any local chicken and get you a new one.
Okay, now you've offended chickens. I hope you're happy.
I'm not
somewhere
poultry.
My sister-in-law sent me a really cool story.
Yeah. And now you've lost it? You care so much about your sister-in-law.
I wouldn't say I lost it as much as I have no idea where it is.
Okay. So then I think we could go with misplaced.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Is that the Chinese invention thing that you...
Oh, yes, it was.
Oh, yeah. Well, then you should be able to type a search for that.
Hang on. I'm looking here.
Okay. I'll just
no, the first one I've got is Succession actor treated in hospital.
Well, your choice.
We did that one a long time ago.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
It was the otter attack.
Oh, that's right.
Otter no different, if you ask me. Sorry.
Let
me try this one first, and then I'll go snooping.
Okay, fine.
A Vermont armed robber suspect?
Armed robbery suspect.
I think they needed a Y in there.
The writing by these kids in news stories is just horrible.
Some is impeccable, some is thoroughly average, and the rest is what they print.
Very little is incredible.
A Vermont armed robbery suspect who police say eluded capture in the past week in a vehicle, on a stolen bike, on foot, and in a stolen sailboat. Wow, it's kind of like watching a James Bond chase scene. Was finally arrested after he was spotted in a kayak on a river. The best part is he's not a kid.
Planes, trains, and automobiles. This guy's got something going on.
52. It's honest. It's like watching the foot chase scenes in James Bond or Black Widow. Either one.
Yeah.
52-year-old Eric Edson was wanted on accusations of a robbery of a store in Burlington in April. Impeding and assaulting two police officers, that'll get you in trouble.
Yeah.
And the theft of a sailboat and other vehicles, used, I suspect, in the series of charming escapes.
He's sailing away. He's trying to tack into the wind, but doesn't seem to have the knack for it. Put in the centerboard. Otherwise, it's just going to push you right back.
You need one of the old guys. You need like Chick Hearn calling like a racehorse thing. Because of the unusual... Chick Hearn, look it up. Yeah. Because of the unusualness of Mr. Edson, sorry, not Edison. He was a different kind of creep. Because of the unusualness of Mr. Edson's various modes of flight, from cars to bikes to paddleboards to sailboats to tractors, that's new, it's easy to lose sight of the fact that Mr. Edson is a dangerous person, said the
Sprung like tractor,
chief.
Smart like potato.
Yeah. August 30th, Burlington police responded to a man passed out in a running vehicle that matched the description of one used in a robbery a week before. Officers roused him. He fled at a high rate of speed, assaulting both officers with the vehicle. So he must have...
But slowing down the whole time. Every time he changed vehicles, he got a little slower, I'm thinking.
Well, he's 52.
Yeah, that's right.
You wear out faster.
He's almost 58.
Hang on. That evening, he fled police on foot. And then, because he was old, he stole a bicycle before switching to a sailboat on Lake Champlain. And
Here, Nessie!
Edson was intercepted by the Coast Guard. But after the sailboat ran aground at the base of Lakeside Cliffs, he was off again. Vermont State Police received a tip Thursday that he was spotted in a kayak on the Lamoille River in Georgia, Vermont, about 21 miles away from Burlington. So he's been traveling.
This guy is moving.
He landed the kayak, ran away, jumped into the river, and swam to the southern shore, where, thankfully this time, he was arrested by troopers and game wardens. Sooner or later, you've got to figure out, if we come at him from one direction, he's running the other direction.
That's a lot. You know, the pros do that all the time, and I hear it can be very successful.
So unless we get him on a cliff, and even then...
he might jump.
We've all seen Butch and Sundance.
Yes, we have. Or any other movie where they
I can't swim. See, what would they do if just once they look down at the end of the cliff and all there is like rock?
Yeah, and then you just go, I can't swim.
Well, no, then they aim for the very large trees because those will break their fall.
And maybe impale them.
or break everything else.
Yeah, right.
Mr. Edson was taken to the hospital for evaluation of his injuries from being on the run.
Well, this one's bad. That one's not so bad.
Hey, look, he's got injuries. I wonder how those happened. I'm guessing it was things like blisters.
Yep. And his fingers were pruny from all the water.
We suspect he is, but there's no word yet on who this guy got for an attorney. It better be a good one. Just saying.
This from, well, everybody. Everybody sent this one in, except for my brother Chris, no relation. Everybody, he sent me another story I'm doing later, so that's okay. So here it is, guys. This is the story that is going around. UK police descended on the seaside cafe inside the North Sea Observatory in Chapel St. Leonard's the other day after a member of the public reported a mass killing. Officers rushed to the spot with car sirens blaring. A Facebook post from the observatory said, if anyone heard the police sirens in Chapel St. Leonard's at 9:30 p.m. last night, then please be reassured.
Uh-oh.
The police were on their way to the observatory after someone had reporting a mass killing in our building, having seen several people laying on the floor, which turned out to be a yoga class in meditation.
Well, ain't that a son of a gun?
Cafe regularly hosts yoga classes in the evenings. We are not part of any mad cult or crazy clubs, it added, giving its secret sign and saying bloop. Lincolnshire police confirmed the call was made with good intentions. I just love that. There was a mass killing. Well,
they're all dead.
Not so much.
Some of them aren't dead. They're wiggling.
Well, they're not dead yet.
Almost
something you can do.
You're not fooling me. Scientists at Huazhong University of Science and Technology in Wuhan, China, famous for certain viruses.
Well, they're famous for their bats.
Man. Nope, I'm going with they're famous for their labs and the bats that escaped them. Where was I now? Huazhong University of Science and Technology, Wuhan, China. They got tired of making viruses, so they've created a new type of...
They said, well...
we're tired of making people sick. Let's help them out. So they created a new type of ultra-slippery toilet bowl that makes it impossible for anything to stick to it. Yes, sir.
What about my butt?
That would not be the bowl. That would be the seat.
Oh, okay. I was assuming it was all just one piece.
I thoroughly hope that's...
Otherwise, there's going to be a mess everywhere all the time.
And the lawsuits, because you'd be sliding off. We're not young anymore. Things break.
Okay.
They say the new toilet bowl could eventually replace the porcelain and ceramics now in use. Humans have relied on porcelain and ceramic for their toilet bowls for centuries. Centuries, I say.
Not thousands of years.
And while it seems unlikely we'll see that replaced soon, probably not in your or my lifetime.
Darn, I kind of wanted... You can make a slip and slide.
Why am I thinking of every movie where people had to go through sewers? Thanks.
That's just gross.
Think Shawshank, okay?
Next.
Yeah. If this ultra slippery toilet bowl that scientists have made takes off, it could give us new material to rely on. Woo. The ultra slippery toilet bowl was designed to be a 3D printed item, and as a video featured on New Scientist shows, almost nothing can stick to it. Even more intriguing, the researchers found the toilet bowl remains slippery even after being used multiple times and rubbed with sandpaper. I don't want to tell them this, but no one cleans their toilet bowl
with sandpaper. Yep. You're right there, man.
Although I've been in some bathrooms where it feels like what you're wiping with. But that's another story.
Does it burn very easily? Because I usually clean mine out with a flamethrower, just so you know.
That's a whole different thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Not many people do that. Not many people have to. Yeah. One of the biggest advantages to having the ultra slipper toilet, isn't just its cleanliness. Nothing sticks to it, then that means we could also see reduced water usage for flushing the toilet when using this type of... Well, of course, because we want the planet to be...
Yeah. How much less water does the planet have now than when it was, first?
Well, according to published reports, lots.
Yeah. Okay.
Not quite a whole bunch,
okay.
but they're at lots. The researchers call it an abrasion-resistant super slippery flush toilet, the ARS.
Wow, that's almost poetic.
Going to have to work on that in R&D. Quick, to the folks that make the PR money. However, the types of materials are usually easily broken by mechanical abrasion.
I have a name, the poop and slide.
Okay, we've got a starting point. The material used to make the ultra-slippery toilet bowl, though, can stand up to sandpaper and remain just as slippery as before. While it's unlikely we'll see this kind of material soon, it's cool to see what scientists are able to accomplish in this particular area of waste removal.
What happens to your plunger? I mean, I would presume at some point it can't create it can't lock onto.
Honey, this ain't working at all. I am just making a mess in the shower here. Well, first the shower curtain, then I opened that because it needs to rinse out.
Yeah, and whoever was in there, I can't identify now.
Wow. Well, if it doesn't work out, they could just, flush the whole idea anyways.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.